Good morning.
Good morning.
Can anybody hear me?
Good morning.
Yep.
Yes.
Morning.
Morning.
There we go. All right. There we go. Let's see. Good. Let's see. Get rid of that. Nope. No, that's not it yet. Let me reshare that. Okay. Is it blurry?
I don't think so.
It's not
But it's small.
good. Yeah, it's small. Well, let's go to this. And so welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate, January 25th. Make this a little bit bigger. The picture today is a company in California, Century 21 Americana. And they are so proud of their office. They should be. They have a lot of pictures in there and they have a call center. They have a bunch of cubicles with headphones where they actually make telephone calls. I'd like to visit that someday. I added the
What
YouTube.
city is it in?
I forget. It's in California, north of between LA and San Francisco, I think. Very large company. I added here we go. I added the YouTube channel link right there. I asked for subscribers last week and I got one. So I'm going to ask for another one this week, and that would bring us to 14. So great things start small. And I have last week's video on there as well. Okay. I think all of us here understand the value in being prepared by learning and practicing certain procedures and dialogues that we sometimes refer to as scripts or canned presentations, but I call them procedures and dialogues. And I consider them simply learning what to say in any given situation and practicing situations that we know we're going to be in throughout our career and throughout our day. So if the goal is to get a contract signed, which I believe for everybody it is, either for buyer or seller, then the process of assisting them is through asking a series of specific and important questions. Aren't we better off having learned good, solid scripts in order to help them make these quick decisions? So that's what scripts are. They get criticism for being canned presentations. People say, and rightly so, that I'm not reading a script, or I'm not saying those things, or I don't want to sound like that. That's too salesy. That's just not me. Then you're doing it wrong. It has to be these words, and it has to be these questions and these logically thought out processes and procedures that are you saying. And that's what the training is all about. I also think most of you recognize that most of your competitors think that they have the business all figured out. They already know everything. So when they go into these situations, like a listing presentation in someone's house, they wing it. They really do. But you would go in there on a much more solid footing, having studied the process. So as a result, they've stopped the learning process, which you were involved in. When the learning process stops, all personal growth stops. When personal growth stops, earning stops. So you're too good. Everybody, you are too professional not to keep striving to be the best. And remember, there's a lot of business to be done. Let's see what else we have. Well, let's look at listings. That is small. Let me see what I can do. All right, so per page, we've got 10 per page. We've got, oh, we went up. So we have over 30. We have 32 listings.
Go to
in-
bring up c21northstar.com.
Well, I'm okay with this. What do you want to see there?
I'll show you.
Where do I go?
Why does yours look different? 'Cause
Uh,
did that I don't know. Mine, well, there's all of them, but I think yours is going to the Moxie site, maybe.
This is Moxie.
Yeah, so you typed in c21northstar.com.
Yeah. So it's been transferred. Well, we talked about that. We have to transfer it because Dash is, our Zap is gone. Bye, Zap.
Huh. Well, that's not mine. That's not where mine's going. And the reason I was sending you there is there's probably 10 more listings in Bend, Madras that we're not seeing on that
Oh.
site.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any new listings from the branches that you'd like to share? Any new sales?
Yeah, Portland is trucking along. January is busy for our agents. Pat has a new listing in Southeast Portland, nice manufactured home, as well as one in Scappoose. Nyath has a new listing in Madras as well. And we have about 5 scheduled closings scheduled before the end of the month from Doug Carrillo, Michelle Kovalev, and Nyath Atias.
Excellent.
I have one in that I listed on Lilac Street, 3-bed, 1-bath, 389.9. And it's getting pretty good actions, had quite a few showings. And then I've got one on Clark Street that's getting ready to close this month.
Nice. Yeah, the one on Lilac's cute.
It
And that's
is
not
cute.
far from the park and
Cute.
everything.
Yep, right across from the school.
Nice.
I see, Nick, I see a that's Madras.
There is one, but she's probably got about 10 new builds. My C2 and North Star is still kind of going to where you can see them. Do you want me to share my screen?
No, not necessarily. Cool, why aren't they there? Why aren't they showing up here?
I'm not sure. They are in Dash.
Yeah, I
so
saw that
I'll
too.
Look into that.
Let's look at the map. Where is this place? Yeah, there's only one. Wait a minute. There's 2. There's 3. They're here.
Can you see? Can you see? So there's A Street, East A Street. This is the latest one, but they're all new builds with Adius Construction.
I can see that.
And then you kind of scroll over. And there's all of these.
That's going to be tiny. Can you see that at all?
So you got A Street, Morgan, 2 or 3 on Morgan, and Adius Construction has built those. Salgaviano Court. So anyways, those are new builds with Adius Construction over in Madras. For those that know anyone going to the high desert, which is about 10 or 15 miles probably from Bend.
Excellent.
There you go.
All right, let me get this back up. Now what do you see? There we go. All right, now I readjust my computer. Whenever somebody shares, it bumps all my stuff out. All right, well, good job. All right, so what's happening? We know the market is slow right now. That's because of the current market situations. It's because of the season. And so we have not had as many closings in January as we've been accustomed to, but I do see a strong number of listings and a very strong number of pendings out there. So this is all good news.
Mhm.
So keep at it. The busy times are right around the corner, I think. And if you don't believe me, there's more.
Oh,
There is more. Just real quick, let's okay, it's not summer. We're not we don't have one event after the other like we might have in in warmer times. But I've got company and office events. Kung, what do you have something going on?
Yeah, tomorrow is our monthly Lunch and Learn, January's Lunch and Learn. We'll have Jordan Lee from Mortgage. Sorry, let me make sure I have the right company. Well, Jordan Lee will be here to present about investment properties. He's going to talk about how to, obtain a loan, what to look for, how to calculate if it's going to be a good investment. So he's going to provide 1 hour of continuing education credit, but I think it's going to be a good presentation. So anybody is welcome to join us in the office. There'll be lunch provided, and it'll be at noon tomorrow.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And Shauna is on vacation. Anybody know how long she's gone? Just this week?
Yeah, just this week.
Okay.
I thought it was about 6 months.
That's me.
in Arizona.
Yeah, it's been,
I'm jealous.
I know. Okay, so she's out. All right. Okay, so stay tuned for for further events, further lunch and learns. And let's get right down to how's the market. So like I said, there is some good news today, some very interesting news. And that's simply that the interest rate is down again.
That's awesome.
Yay.
Wow, look at that.
6.15. It's kind of scary. Is it going to go below 5? Is it really going to break that barrier again? And this is where I was hoping we'd be, is that instead of doom and gloom at 6%, it's exciting because it's lower than it used to be.
Mhm.
And 6%, 6.5% is an excellent number. But let's hope it does dip down to back into the 5s, just to keep the excitement going. And it's completely driven by inflation. And I've been struggling to find a good way to represent inflation and where we are at any given moment in inflation. And I did finally find a chart that's kind of neat on inflation, and there it is. Now, this peak here, June, July of 22, which was 9% in June of 2022, was the highest it's been in decades. And that's the problem. But as you can see right now, and this is 9, and you can see it's at 6.45. And it's been dropping. If you want to look at the chart, it's been dropping month after month ever since that. It hasn't been at 6.45 since in over a year. So that's the good news. That's the positive news. Inflation is projected to keep decreasing. Back to normal. Normal inflation is 1-2%, right in there. That's a common inflation number.
And gas prices are down.
That will go along with it. Gas is one of the products that is a component of what inflation is.
Right.
If you wonder how they get this number, back in 1914, they went to the government went to the supermarket, filled up a cart full of food in every major city in the United States and added it up. And then just started tracking it that way, how much it costs to buy a particular bundle of goods for the consumer. And that's all this is it how much it costs to buy stuff, a sampling of stuff. And it's going up at 6.45%.
Mhm.
All right, so inflation numbers are good, interest rates are good, so we have no excuse. You have no excuse not to sell your house or to buy a house.
There you go.
Yeah, so Kung, tell us a little bit more about interest rates from the economist's perspective.
Yeah, this news is pretty similar to the one we read about last week. But, like you said, the rate's going down. So let's see what they have to say. Mortgage rates continued their downward trek this week. According to Freddie Mac, the rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage dropped to 6.15% from 6.33% the previous week. With inflation declining and the Fed switching to a smaller rate hike, mortgage rates may drop even further in the upcoming weeks. The fall in mortgage rates creates opportunities for many buyers. A lower mortgage rate brings down the monthly payment. And since rates recent peak in the middle of November, buyers can save about $300 every month with rates near 6%. At the same time, data shows that sellers are more willing to negotiate homes stay on the market longer. Sellers had to reduce their initial asking price by 12% on average for sold properties listed for more than 30 days. Price cuts reached 15% with properties stayed on the market for more than 4 months. In the meantime, there are fewer offers per listing. The typical seller receives a couple of offers for their home compared to 4 offers the previous year when buyers were rushing to benefit from the 3% historic lows. However, buyers are still dealing with weak affordability and low inventory. Buyers earning $100,000 can currently afford to buy a home with a price of up to $380,000. But only 40% of the listings are in that price range. A year ago, these same buyers could afford to buy a home that was $130,000 more expensive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Real numbers that we can use when talking to our clients.
absolutely. And look at the changes in some of the numbers. Sellers had to reduce their initial asking price by 12% on average for properties listed for more than 30 days. That's pretty different than getting 100% or 110% of what they were getting. Now they're getting 88% of the asking price. That's a huge shift in the market.
For sure.
It's looking like we're in neutral territory, not a buyer's market or a seller's market in nationwide, or we're almost there.
Right.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So how's the market? Let's have a look at this. So let's just do a couple of these. Let's do the Portland Metro. And did Nick take his, is he on his break?
Yes, I believe he stepped away.
Okay. Okay, who is here? All right, well, I'll do it. All right, home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling. Absolutely, as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. Average days on the market in the Portland Metro is 55 days, and home prices have increased 6.8% over last year. Well, how can that be when they're dropping so much? I wondered that myself. They're taking rolling averages. It's not, they're not just taking the number from 12 months ago and looking at it today. They're taking this average of what it's doing, a big rolling average. So if you look at it that way, they have increased 6.8% over last year, but they are dropping by perhaps 2% per month right now. The median home sold price in the metro area is 548.4. Interest rates are currently 6.15% and are expected to fluctuate over time. Still more people looking to buy than there are homes available. It's a very good time to list. Let's see, Cheryl, how's the market in Clark County in Vancouver?
In Clark County, let's see, home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. Average days on the market is 52 days and home prices have increased 11.3% over last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $525,000. Interest rate are currently 6.15% and are expected to fluctuate over time. There are still more people looking to buy than homes available. It's a very good time to list.
Okay. Okay,
Nice.
nice, nice. Nick, how's the market in Cowlitz County, Longview?
Can you make that a little bigger?
Yeah.
I'm so blind. It's mostly me.
Did you see me? I was like,
It's genetics.
How's that?
Gotta
How's the
think.
market?
It is good. Home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales prices. Though, as we just mentioned, yeah, that's starting to relax. In December, there were 60 new listings taken with 60 properties sold. All right. Active listings were 205. Average days on the market is 103 days. So your buyers have some time. The median home sold price in the area was $380,000. Interest rates are currently 6.15 and are expected to fluctuate over time. Sounds like a little bit lower. There are still more people looking to buy than there are homes available. And it's a good time to list, and things are a little less expensive up there in Cowlitz. So if you're in Clark and you're willing to commute, you save a little money.
That's right. Call Jennifer Washam.
Yes. Call that Longview office at 1234 Commerce Street.
Or
it's
call
one of our
Barb.
favorite lines.
That's right. You can't forget that address, 1234.
1, 2, 3, 4. It was meant to be.
Yes,
What?
yes, it was.
Yeah. Francie, how's the market in Canyon County and Ada County?
Markets, it's great. Home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as the buyers have pulled back due to the mortgage rates increasing, of course, last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. Average days on market is 56 days and home prices have increased 2% over the last year. The median home list price in the metro area is $545,000. Interest rates are 6.15%, and are expected to fluctuate upwards over time. There are still more people looking to buy than there are homes available, but it's still a good time to list.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Now we're all experts on the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
Thank you.
John, I have something real quick on the statistic front.
Yes.
I was reading something this morning about foreclosures and how, if you haven't heard it already, that's going to be the big new headlines because they're saying foreclosures have went up 115% from 2021. But, the news likes to grab onto those big numbers and shocking statistics, which don't mean a whole lot because they're actually, foreclosures are down 34% from 2019. I kind of wish we could throw out all the statistics that have anything to do with 21 and 22 because, or 2020 and 21 at least, because they were just really crazy. It's probably just throwing things off a lot. So remember, because I'm sure that'll be the next big headline is the 115% increase in foreclosures. Well, that's because the banks weren't doing anything for a couple of years.
Mhm.
You are so right. Statistics are a screwy thing. Look at what the stock market crash in 1929 did to that chart. That chart was so nice, and then it just messes up the chart. And that's what's happened over the last 2 years. as we go back and we're looking at historical data, our historical data is 2020. Well, what does that tell us? The thing shut down.
Mhm.
So it's a similar situation. So, and we had talked earlier about this not being 2006, 2008. There are so many factors that are different. Homeowners have so much more equity in their homes right now. The criteria to get a loan was much stronger in the last 15 years. So it is not anticipated that we'll get those foreclosures again, no matter what happens right now. So thank you.
Yeah, that is good news. Thank you for that.
All right. And just a reminder, Accelerate, that's a good time. Winter's a good time to start a fire and read your Accelerate book. Maybe throw the book in.
A Fireside Accelerate course.
That's
Oh,
right.
nice.
Fireside Accelerate. So I encourage you to do that. Go to 21 Online, go to the Century 21 University catalog, and it's right here, and flip the pages through there and see what would be helpful for you right now. I want to, before we get into the real estate discussion, Cheryl, you brought me a video last week from Keeping Current Matters, which is a company that just brings information to real estate agents, which is very interesting. I was looking at that, and this is just another, it's very similar to the one we watched last week. It's just another very short, somebody showing you how to do these videos and what it's like to do this process. So I wanted to share this one also. Yeah.
So you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about stocks, real estate, or crypto.
Let me get rid of the ad. This is not the guy I want you to
Oh,
see.
I was gonna say, what? Forget about real estate. Who is this guy? Get him out of.
Don't do that.
Yeah, get him out.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he knows what he's talking about.
This is the person I want to see. I just want to make sure it's a short video. Okay, here it is. Actually, sorry, I need to reshare.
Oh, you got the sound off on the video.
Right. How's the video?
Right,
Oh, the video
right
looks
there on the screen. I can see it.
There we go.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
State business today, you have to be able to answer the biggest question everyone is asking. Should I buy a home right now? And while it's easy to get caught up with the latest headlines, your #1 job in a shifting market is to educate your clients. And to do that, you need to bring perspective beyond the latest clickbait. Yes, the market has changed a lot in the short term, but it's proven that home values do typically rise over the long term. And we have decades of results to prove it. Need the latest insights to show your buyers and sellers you're the market expert? Of course you do. Hit that like button, subscribe to Keeping Current Matters on YouTube, and smash that bell so you'll be notified of every video, insight, and valuable piece of content right when we publish it. Now, let's get back to it. So, how do you zoom out and give folks the perspective they need to make the best decision for them and their family? You need 2 things: data from a trusted source and an easy-to-use tool to create and deliver your message. Today, I'm taking a script on this topic from Real Talk by KCM. What's really cool is I was able to do all of this in just a few minutes without having to do any research, writing, or editing. Here's how I did it. One of the biggest questions I'm getting right now is, should I still buy a home today? Here's what I can tell you. While the headlines are focused on the market cooling in recent months, they don't paint the full picture of why home ownership is worth it. While those short-term changes do matter, homeowners will always win in the long run. And I can prove it. We know that home values typically rise with time, and we've certainly seen that over the past 2 years. But here's what I want you to really focus on. On average, home prices have risen by 290% over the past 30 years in this country. That's almost 300% growth. Now, why does this matter if you're thinking about buying a home? It just goes to show that homeownership wins over time. As home values grow and as you pay down your mortgage, you build equity. And that gives your net worth a big boost. With time, you could be sitting on a significant amount of home equity. Homeownership is a play that wins in the long run. If you're ready to invest in your future, let's connect today. And that's it. Real Talk is a perfect way for you to get on video, deliver this message, and share with your sphere quickly and easily. You just open the app, select any script on the latest market topics, record it on the teleprompter on your phone, and boom, it's done. It even adds visuals on screen automatically. Real Talk does all the work for you. It's so simple. If you've been waiting for a better way to make your videos, this was built just for you. Plus, you can try it free for 14 days. Learn more about it at trykcm.com/realtalk.
All right, I like that one. You know, the message is good. On the one hand, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, well, it's just a little bit of fluff. But the person that she's talking to is going to get excited about that and perhaps be reminded that, yeah, you're supposed to own a house if you can, because that's how you make money over your life. That's how you get 300% increase over 30 years if you didn't buy a house. It stirs people's imagination. And so I like what this company does. You don't need to pay for it. You can take, it says you don't have to do the research. Well, we've done quite a bit of the research right here. You could watch our video here and take some notes, and you have plenty for a 30-second or a 60-second video that you can just write yourself, because we're giving you all the data right here. And I haven't gone into the details, but it's easy enough to get it on social media. If I'm able to get the YouTube thing on social media, you should be able to get that out there wherever you want to put it. So think about that. Experiment with it. Have fun with it. Just use your camera and take a video, and just read the how's the market that we have on here. Read it and play it back and look at it. Look at what you did. Do it a few times. Polish it up, and see if that's something that you'd like to post to social media. Social media is very powerful. Video is very powerful in social media. And it helps you improve your communication skills.
Mhm.
All right. And speaking of that, Cheryl, you're going to help us with ways to stay in touch.
I am.
Who are we going to stay in touch with?
We are going to stay in touch with our clients, our previous clients.
Not a bad idea.
A very good idea.
I'm gonna hold you to there, Cheryl.
I know. Statistics say that you can get five, I don't know, it's 5 point something deals, whatever. Well, we'll say 5 more deals from each client that you have if you stay in touch with them, whether they refer something to you or they, decide to move in 5 years or whatever it is. 5 is the average, so stay in touch with your clients. Okay, so these 12 ways are, let's see, don't wait until the customer has forgotten your name to establish contact. Begin your client base building soon after the transaction is over or before. When your identity and the good service is still fresh in the customer's mind. These simple follow-up tasks will demonstrate that you want long-term relationships, not just closed transactions.
So Cheryl, I'm just curious, what does research show? How long does it take for the client to forget your name?
Not very long.
Not very long. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed
Yeah,
how quickly they just forget your name.
Yeah, they did. I remember reading an NAR thing a while back about how people said they would have used their, agent that they used to buy their home, but they couldn't remember who they were or who they worked for.
Right.
And I can tell you that people call this office all the time asking for agents that don't work here or have never worked here. And, we try to grab them, but yeah, people don't remember. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1, call your clients within 24 hours of the closing to congratulate them on their sale or purchase. Of course, you're going to do that. That's when they are super happy with you, hopefully.
Yep.
Everything went smoothly. And that's a good time to ask for a referral. Number 2, send a thank you note 1 week after the closing, emphasizing what a pleasure it was to work with the client, with a link to your professional Facebook page so you can keep in touch. So that's good. If you can get them, as a Facebook friend, if you want to be friends with that person.
Right.
Then that's good. And these are for the clients that, you enjoyed working with. There's some that, after the transaction's over, you never want to hear from them again. I mean, you can send them notes or whatever, but you don't have to keep in touch with every client, but the more you do, the more of those 5 extra transactions you'll get.
Well, and it points out professional page, so they follow
Yeah.
your professional page.
Yeah. If you're in the relocation business, notify the corporate client when the employee's transaction has closed. Send a thank you note to the corporation's relocation coordinator. That's just, any of those contacts that you have, keeping those relationships are going to get you more business.
Yep.
Create a binder for clients containing copies of the paperwork generated during the transaction, such as appraisals, inspection reports, warranties, and settlement statements. They'll remember you and appreciate the organization when they revisit this information at tax time. And that's something to do. I mean, it's easy enough to print out stuff and put it in a binder. And, some people want that stuff and some people don't. So you can gauge. But and sometimes it's things that they don't really want at that time because they're in the middle of moving or whatever. So that might be something, give them a little bit to get settled in and then deliver that with a pop-by gift or something.
I knew an agent who every January, she mailed all of her clients who had closed, she mailed a closing statement, which I thought was interesting because she felt that's something they would need and they didn't have to go looking for it because she sent them a copy of it.
Yeah, people do call and ask for things like that. Later on, if nothing else, the copy of the inspection is really good for people because, it has a lot of information on there. Besides what the things they needed, to get fixed. Number 5, offer to provide referrals for household services such as plumbers, electricians, contractors, carpet installers, landscapers, or appliance dealers. And we can use that Century 21 concierge that John talked about, I think, last
Right.
week. That's good. It's always good to keep a list of contractors. If you can find good ones these days that show up and answer their phone, for sure, keep that
Yes.
somewhere. Send a customer satisfaction survey form 2 to 3 weeks after closing to get feedback on customer reactions. At Century 21, Real Satisfied does this for you, provided you put the correct email in Dash or your sales paperwork. So, yeah.
What
be
else
sure-
could you get?
What's that?
What else could you get if you did that? Some people get a crystal block every year.
Yes, yes,
Satisfied.
if you get those filled out, get people to send those in, and it is a little bit of work to remind people to fill out the surveys and look for it. A lot of people ignore it when they go to their email, or some people, don't look at their email every day like we do, so you have to remind them, and it does pay off.
Right.
Does.
Get that beautiful,
There's
thing.
one right there.
here's one.
The crystal cube.
Yes.
Yes. Every office has one of those. Yes.
Number 7, ask client for an endorsement or testimonial letter you can use in your listing presentations on your website and on your social networks. It's good to have an example ready for them as well. Yes, that's very good.
Yeah.
When you bring a closing gift to them, like Shauna does, she kind of uses that as, little blackmail. Here's your gift. You can have it if you give me this.
Well, they all love her.
And that's good. That's, something, if you get something that they wrote in writing too, other than, the Real Satisfied thing, you can use it over and over again, and you have it, something to show, like they said, in your listing presentations or whatever. Find out if the client has any friends. Well, hopefully they do.
Right.
Any friends, family, or business associates who might be interested in receiving a free comparative market analysis of their homes. That's a good thing to ask. They say you should ask, like 3 times during a transaction, ask people that question if they know anybody else. Start working them before the transaction's even over. As long as things are going well in the transaction, you should be able to get some good recommendations there. And remove sold signs. If you're the listing salesperson, be sure that you repair any damage the signs may have caused to the fence. All those little things on the listing side that you can do is good, because all the time agents get called by the buyers when they were the listing agents on a sale. That's
Yeah, why is the lockbox still on my door? Yeah.
Lockbox on the sign.
yeah, I meant calls because they thought the listing agent did a good job, but yeah, it works the other way around too.
Make sure you show them courtesy by pulling out signs and getting lock boxes and
Yes.
yeah.
It does.
Yep.
I
And
mean,
we've all
get
done that
calls.
thing where we forgot the lockbox or whatever, and makes us look bad. But yeah, be sure
Oh,
to do
we've
those
had
things.
calls where they say, it's been here a year. Would you come get the lockbox?
Right.
I remember at our old office, I've had clients come in and bring the doorknob and the lockbox and everything.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, we give up here. Take
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
yes.
here's the doorknob.
So do them a courtesy and clear up the lock boxes and signage. Yes.
Yes, do that. Set up a client file that includes personal information such as names, birthdays, ages, pets, and hobbies for the client's family. So that's so you can, have excuses to contact them later. And all that stuff is stuff that you can put in the Moxie Engage or whatever your CRM is, so that when you contact them, they can think that you really care because you remember their kid's birthday that happened during your transaction or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or the kids' names and things like that. All those little things are good. It's the personal contact that people really, can identify with, and it makes them feel like you care about them, which is one of those big 3 things that people look for. Add your client's name to your newsletter subscription list. Yeah, so here now we have the neighborhood news in Moxie. So it's super easy. Their name's already in Moxie when you do a transaction. So just all you do is click a box and they're getting that neighborhood news. Super simple thing to do, and people read those. I'm amazed. I think every week I get an email that tells me like who opened them, and it's been 100%. Everyone that I've sent those to keeps opening them.
Right.
So that's good. Enter the anniversary date of the closing into your tickler file so you can follow up next year with a card commemorating their purchase. Okay, same thing. You can put that stuff in Moxie or your whatever CRM you're using. Take a photo and post to Facebook. Those are great. People love to see those when they got the keys to their house, like 5 years later. And a lot of times when you post it the first time with them getting the keys and they're so excited and everything. And then, 5 years later, when you post it again, they'll say something nice about you on Facebook. So it's free advertising. It's great. A year later, yeah, so that's the rest of it. Just a year later, and every year Facebook will remind you of the date too. You don't even have to, keep track of it. Besides Moxie or whatever it is that you're using, Facebook that'll pop up in your memories. And I have one that pops up every year, and I repost it, and she always says, thanks to you, and it's great. She's my yearly advertising.
I thought that was great. Sometimes you can forget that social media keeps track of all those dates, but so between your Moxie Engage CRM and social media, reminding you with your memories and anniversaries, there's no excuse not to be a great agent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does it for you. All you gotta do is click share.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, for sure.
Mhm.
Super easy.
Mhm.
Now, I like this list. I was looking over this. Making money in any market. Well, that's a good message for today. Our market's a little bit different.
It is a little bit different. And
Yeah,
it's all, you know, we know these things. It's just a reminder.
Right.
One of the biggest things to do, I'm constantly reminding people of this, is get out there now that, you know, the pandemic's over. So you have no excuse.
Right.
Get out there, talk to people, join groups, networks, go places and do things. That's the easiest way. You have to meet people
Mhm.
to sell things. And the people that have things in common with you, if you're into sports or golf or, you know, whatever it is, tennis club, wine tasting. I know an agent that spends time at the bar, you know, and he makes friends with everybody there.
Right.
And that whatever it is you do, you go make friends.
We have a successful agent in Portland that's a bartender.
Yeah. That's a really good thing to meet a lot of people.
Mhm. Yes.
So a lot of people don't answer their phones these days. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people under 30, unless they have a business reason to answer the phone, they don't answer their phones. They like, we've all seen the things where they freak out when the phone rings. It's like, no, don't call me. So getting out there and meeting people is the best way to make friends. And then you can always once you get their phone number or whatever, and then, you know, you can text them or call them or whatever, put them on your list. Pass out your cards.
Right.
Maybe they'll even call you.
Right.
right.
Okay, so number 2, have the critical conversations with buyers ahead of time. Things have changed a little bit in the market, so we need to have buyer presentations just as serious as the listing presentations. Qualify them. Not only do they have to be able, they need to be willing to do what is necessary to win an offer. And have realistic expectations, whether it's, you know, the market like it was before, where you need to tell them, you know, we can ask for an inspection now. Things are a little different, so you can let them know that things are better. They can get their inspection and actually not have to compete against, you know, 15 other buyers or whatever it is, but just make sure, prepare them and make sure they have realistic expectations. Okay, yeah, preparing them ahead of time though makes it so they don't blame you when things go the way that they do. Right now, it's good to be a buyer's agent because things aren't terrible. Now you got to prepare the sellers.
Prepare
Yeah,
them.
Have to be ready to
inspection.
reduce that price, whatever it was that John said it was, a little bit,
Right.
15%. Continually add to your database. That's why you need to go out and meet new people. Connect with hidden sources of wealth. Look for service providers that have good opportunities to refer people to you and stay in regular contact with them. You know, when you work with those contractors and painters and roofers, you know, the divorce attorney in the office next to you or whatever.
Right.
Divorce attorneys are good people to get in with.
Life changes.
Ask your database if they know anyone who might know someone who is looking to buy or sell. Business owners are often the best source of referrals. Yeah, and if you can do the favor to them, refer them to somebody, then they'll remember you and hopefully refer you too. Number one way to get listings is to ask for them. If you have a listing, talk to the neighbors, do some door knocking right when you are putting the sign up and again at closing. Tell them you were wondering if they could take a few minutes to help you sell their neighbor's house. Ask them what they like about the neighborhood, engage in conversation and find out if they are renting. Maybe you will find they used to think the neighborhood was great, but not so much anymore, or they will tell you the neighbors next door are getting divorced or whatever. The more you can get them talking, the more information you get. take notes and follow up with a note or a phone call, let them know what the house sold for at the end and check with them again. Maybe they got to thinking after you visited them the first time. Number 5, your hopes and dreams, your family's dreams, your goals don't care how you're feeling today. Do what you have to do daily and be consistent. That's the biggest thing that successful agents do, I feel. You just get up and show up and do the work. Make your business plan, plan your month, plan your week, schedule your days, and then stick to it. Number 6, don't be afraid to schedule time off. Put that into your schedule. Everyone's always afraid to make a schedule because, you know, they became a real estate agent because they thought they were going to have all this free time or whatever. But you can schedule fun things in your schedule too. You know, so, and everyone needs to refuel. You'll be able to work harder if you take little breaks once in a while. So put that in the schedule and then stick to the schedule. Take the breaks and then get back to work.
Right.
Number 7, stop trying to get something and focus on giving something, and the business will come. Make a connection with people and they will remember you. They've study after study says that, you know, give them some personal connection and they'll remember you. Give them something about value, advice, a tip, a recipe, try to make their day, whatever it is they're interested in, give them some of that. And at the end of the call, say, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. And then get the referral. Send personal notes, do the pop buys, all those things. How are we doing on time? Okay. Send new listings to your database before they go on the market. Lots of people know someone looking for a home. You may be able to sell that home before it goes on the market. Good idea. If you have all those people and engage, you can send that out. It's super easy to all of your database. You can get both sides. It's, you know, twice as much money. Overcome the no homes to buy objection from the seller. Ask the questions to see what is important to them and explain the options. Be a knowledgeable, caring advocate for your client. Let every client know that you are skilled. They can trust you and you care. Those are the 3 things. They have to believe that you know what you're doing, that they can trust you and you care. Those are the 3 things they say that clients need to have with you or for you to want to work with you. Be a leader for your clients. And then be sure that everyone knows you want referrals, your database, your friends, your family, remind all of them. Your family forgets, so tell them you need money.
Yes.
Host events and remind them, call them, send notes, pop buys, etc. Yeah, so just keep it in mind all the time. Sending out those calendars or whatever it is. Keep your mindset positive, of course, and generate your own inventory. Do these things to generate your own inventory, and you don't have to rely on the market. You show up every day and do the things, you'll keep working. The end.
Great. Excellent. Excellent.
Very nice.
Yeah, you know, work on your mindset. There are millions of self-help books and motivational books. Many of them cater to this industry specifically. And if you're in a lull or you're sitting at your desk and you know you want to keep working, but you're not sure of the direction or you just can't get into it, put your favorite one of those on and pass some time listening to that. It's comforting. So it should be comforting, or you're listening to the wrong tape. But those can keep you on track. They really can. Some people love them, and some people won't listen to them. And I understand all of those concepts, but I find value in them in keeping you focused.
I think you need to try a couple to, you know, see which one that does keep your interest and one you like. That's everybody has their different styles, so
They're all over the place.
Yep.
I'll listen to one person and I can't get into it. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's fluff. Yet another person, well, everything they said makes you think. Every little thing they say. So that person is speaking to you. You want to look for that.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All
join
right.
your accountability groups.
And your accountability groups. Every office has one. Talk to your manager about that. Join us here every day, 9 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Mountain, to go over the basic skills and activities. Help us recruit great realtors like yourself. If you know anybody, there is a modest bonus, a thank you bonus if you bring someone over.
And invite them to the meetings.
Invite them to the meetings. Anyone can come to these meetings.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Kung, you have the lunch and learn, I'm sorry, tomorrow?
That's correct.
Okay, it's tomorrow. So I hope to see some people here tomorrow. So thank you. I will see you next time.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.